Hello people of the world and welcome to today's episode of Coffee Chats with Jax. Honestly, when people meet me and get to know me, they probably get the idea that I'm a very happy-go-lucky, joyful, laughing person. At least that's how I feel like I come across, and that's how people tell me that I come across. I tend to make a lot of jokes in conversations just to try to get people to laugh. And I get really excited when I see cool buildings or architectures or things or like lights, and I go, oh, wow, oh, look at that over there. And I'm very vocal about that. And not to say that that is coming from an ingenuine place, because it's not. I think that that is a really core, big part of who I am. But something that I have been doing lately that I'm going to try to work on, which is part of why I want to make this video, is like, hey, let's speak this because it's a problem in my life. But basically, I've been using that and using humor a lot lately to cover up when something's wrong. I tend to use humor as like a defense mechanism to not have to talk about what's actually going on in my head. And I don't know if that's because I don't want to go there, because when I'm feeling pain and feeling heartache and sadness, I don't know if I don't want to talk about it for the sake of me or for the sake of coming across as dramatic, annoying, emotional. I think I had it in my head that I was past all that, but lately over the past month or so, I don't know if it's living in a new city again, but I've for some reason have grown back into this fear of being vulnerable with people. More than anything, I just want community. And by living in these different places across the country, I've had the opportunity to be in multiple communities. Lots of different groups of friends. Like, I've met so many people and I've gotten so close with different people over the years instead of one like consistent group of friends. And there's good and there's bad in that. Like, good is I've met a lot of people and I found some really great ones that have stuck throughout the years. But bad is that I've been really hurt by a lot of people. And I don't think that that's something that happens just because I've moved around. I think that that's just life, because we are broken people. And when I moved from LA to Nashville, that was it. Like, my guards were kind of up. Like, I was scared to let people in. Moving in this new city, in this new fresh start again, oh my gosh, over the past month, it's really been taking a toll on me, because I think I have either subconsciously, accidentally, I don't know. I feel like I've forgotten how to be vulnerable with people. When I'm sad, when things are wrong, I get really scared to share that. Not even just with anyone and everyone, because I don't think it's wise to share your stuff with everybody. That's just not the way to do it. I think that you find the people who you trust and who earn your trust and you're in community with and friendship with, and you share your struggles with them. But I haven't been doing that. When hard things are going on, my friends around me will ask if I'm okay, and I notice that I've been starting to just shut it down and be like, oh no, I'm fine. Even if they come up and are like, hey, like one girl was like, hey, I want to be there for you. And this is someone who I really trust. It's still a newer friendship, but she's been a great friend. She's like, if you want to talk, like, I want to be there for you. And for some reason, my natural instinct was to just shut it down and be like, oh no, I'm fine, I'm okay. But deep in my heart, I'm like, I'm not okay. I don't know why I'm hiding that from people. And so instead of talking about it, I shut down and I just try and make a bunch of jokes, because I don't want everyone to know that I'm upset, because I don't want to talk about it. And like I said before, I don't know if I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to face it or because I don't want to bring that up to them. It's scary. That's what I've been doing over the past week, and then I got this sweet message from this new friend of mine. I was just having a bad day and I was just thinking in my head, like, I want to be known, I want community, I want people around me again who really know me, not just the me that like I put out to the world, like the external funny, I like peanut butter me, actually in my heart, because it feels really lonely when people don't know what's going on in your heart. And I was just thinking about this, and then this friend sends me this message, the same friend who like came up to me and was like, hey, I want to be there for you. She sends me this message just telling me, hey, I'm really happy we're friends and I'm thankful for you and I've loved spending time and like I'm excited for more adventures. And it was just something so simple like that. And I just started crying because I was like, I have people, I have friends. Why don't I just let them in? What am I scared of? Yes, there are still chances that we could get hurt by letting ourselves be known, but that shouldn't keep us from letting ourselves be known. There's so much life when you do. There's so much there. We gotta hope again. We have to choose to try again. We have to choose to hope again, choose to love again, choose to let yourself be known again. And sometimes it's hard and I know that it's scary, but once we do choose that, it's so worth it. Vulnerability is hard. It's so hard because I get so embarrassed when I'm like I come across vulnerable because I talk 24/7. Like if we're friends, you know that I always have a lot to say. But more often than not, it's about how pretty the trees are and the buildings and what book I'm reading and the book that I'm trying to write and how much I love this or that. But when it gets down to talking about like how are you really doing, it's hard sometimes, and I'm trying to be better about that again. I don't think it's just a place where we arrive and all of a sudden we're great at it. I think it's a process, and I'm relearning that I'm still in that process. And so I want to invite you into that process with me. If you have ever had any of these thoughts or struggles or anything, know that you're not in it alone. I am right there with you, but there's so much life and joy and light and real friendship, real knowing each other friendship. I can write down all my feelings and thoughts and all the things all day long, but that will never actually compare to talking about it and being known by a real human being who we're meant to do life with, who might feel the same way as you sometimes. And that's the beauty of it, because we're meant to need each other. If you want to read my book, it's just my story, my journey finding freedom, finding faith and grace, and it shares a lot about pretty much what this video was talking about. I actually just read a portion of my book before making this to kind of remind myself for some things I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I'm really proud of that book. So if you guys want to read it and learn more about my journey of finding this faith and freedom and all the things, the link is in the description box below. There's a paperback copy and a Kindle version. And then also, if you want to get more involved in this video ministry that I'm doing called Coffee Chats with Jax, there's a link to my Patreon page below. That's where you can support me and get more involved in what it is that I want to do. Thank you for having this conversation with me. Thank you for listening. Okay, I love you, and I will see you next time.